Hey everyone, and welcome to my little experiment. What I mean is I'm going to be answering questions on a whiteboard. Alright, and the reason why I say it's an experiment is because I've never done this before. And I'm really going to leave it up to you if you want to see me create more videos like this on camera, on a whiteboard, where we can actually go through and dissect lessons. Go through brainstorming, we can go through and get ideas, we can map things out. This is what I do personally, and I wanted to bring this to you because this way I can really go through all of the questions that I'm answering online. And basically what I'm doing is I'm answering questions from people like you, and that's it. That's as far as it goes. So what I want to do is I want to be able to take that question and I want to be able to dissect it and actually share it with everyone out there. So this way here, not just one person's going to benefit from it, but a lot of people will benefit from it. And it will make my job a lot easier too, because I won't have to keep going over lessons. I can just point people to certain lessons like this one here, Fearless. All right, and I'm going to explain that. Now, the person that wrote this is going to identify this right away. Okay, I'm not going to mention any names, but this right here was a headline that came in from an email that I received, and it got my attention. I will say that. Basically saying fearless question marks, meaning I'm fearless. Can I do it? I don't know. Am I fearless, or can I do this? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to share the question with you, and I wanted to share my answer with you, and I want to also give you some things that you can kind of make the shift up here with, and hopefully it'll get you on track, because I'm sure everyone has been there if you're not already there. Okay, so I'm going to read the question. Before I do though, let me just say something. All right, there's something I learned probably around a week ago, and I say I learned it, it just kind of made me aware of it. And I kind of knew it before, but I really didn't think of it this way. And I learned this from one of my good mentors, someone I've been following for years, is Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins. You guys have probably all heard of him. If you haven't, please go get some of his CDs or his books and read up on him, because he's very motivational, number one, but also it makes a lot of sense that up here is deciding a lot of what we're doing and what's stopping us. But the two things that I want to share with you are two actually components that make us successful and make us not successful. And they're basically two words and two feelings that we can pretty much overcome. All right? And they are, number one, disappointed or disappointment. Okay? That's the first one. Okay? The second one is frustrated. All right? Now, everyone out there knows that if you've ever been frustrated with something, you're just like, oh, I know I can get this, but I'm just so frustrated. You're not going to give up. You're just frustrated, right? But when you're disappointed, it's more or less saying, like, it's over, it's done with, I'm disappointed that it didn't work out, so let's move on to something else. All right? So think about that for a minute. Disappointment, you're done, it's over, you failed. All right? Frustration is, I haven't gotten it yet. I'm a little perturbed, but I'm going to keep moving forward until I get the results that I need. And that comes from something that basically you come up with a belief that you're going to do it. All right? So we're not going to get into all of that because I can go on for hours about that stuff. But like I said, it's a very, very good point that I learned from Anthony Robbins, and it makes a lot of sense. So with that all being said, let's read this email. Fearless, question marks, okay? I think everyone should be fearless and not even doubt it. You're fearless because you're going to try things that you normally wouldn't try. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're starting your own photography business, or maybe you already have, and now you're not sure what to do next, and you need to take a chance, all right? So that's being fearless. That's kind of what it is. But what she was saying was this. I'm going to read it to you. I purchased 2 workforce lights, 2 umbrella lights, and a backlight, a clamp light, and a white, black, blue, and green backdrop. I also purchased the Sony A55 DSLR camera. The problem is now I'm scared to death to use them, and I don't know how to get started. Okay, she continues to basically tell me that she's been experimenting and she's just getting frustrated with her results. Well, that's the good news. You're frustrated. That's great, because that means that you're gonna figure this out. The tools are there. Just because someone is successful, okay, doesn't mean that they're any better than you. It's just that they got frustrated enough and they knew that the outcome was going to be that they were going to be successful. okay? And from there, they just did whatever they had to do to get there, okay? And that's really what I want to share with you. I want to share with you a couple of basic things to make this make more sense, all right? Now, basically, there's a few things that come into the picture when you're first starting out. Okay. Now, in this business, which is photography. Now, if you're in another business, this isn't really going to pertain to your business, but you'll get the idea. But if you're in the photography business or you're starting in there, what's the first thing that you need? Number one, what do we need? We need a camera. Now, don't grade me on my artistic ability here on the board. I'm not a good drawer, and I'll try not to draw too much. But basically, let's draw a circle around that. All right? So that's the first thing that we need, camera, right? Number one, we need a camera to get started in this business. So a lot of people will get the camera, and then they'll try to figure it out. They won't figure it out, or they'll get poor results, and then they'll just be disappointed, and then they'll stop moving forward. All right? So my advice here, real simple, is learn what you have to know and then move on to step 2. All right? So learning what you need to know with your camera is right in your owner's manual. It's really that simple. Okay? YouTube, I mean, the information's there, okay, but you can get overloaded. I say go back to your manual. Now that you have the LCD screen, you can figure things out real quickly because you can see it instantly. All right? So that's the first thing. Now, if you're having a problem with your camera, don't move on to step 2 yet. Okay? Work with your camera, okay, until you feel comfortable, until you feel that you can move to the next level. Small chunks, okay, because I'm going to explain something. Okay, so now you go over here, and we're going to go to step 2, is usually, if you're going to be in the portrait photography business, you're going to have a studio and lighting, all right? So let's just put studio plus lighting. My second circle. Studio lighting, okay? That's basically the second part that we need to figure out. Well, now that throws a whole nother mix of problems in there because people try to get all of the stuff that, like she was just saying, that she got and tries to use it all at once. My advice is start with one light, one reflector, and master that, right? Get the good results, all right, with just that, okay? So basic, okay, but you're still going to get good results because you can get good results with one light, okay? And then from there, we move on to what? If you can't read that, that's marketing, all right? Which, out of all these things, without this, it's not going to matter with this stuff, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But you need to learn this, you need to learn this, but when you turn it into a business, you have to know this, okay? You can know this and not know this, and you're not going to go anywhere, all right? But my point is, learn this, master this, okay? Because this right here, you're always going to be learning. If you're not always learning with the 1 and 2, let me label these too. That would look nice, wouldn't it? 2 and 3, all right? Now, without that stuff, okay, without all of this stuff, you don't have a business. Without this, mainly, you don't have a business, all right? But right now, my point is this. Whatever it is out of these 3 things that you're struggling with right now, maybe you know your camera now, maybe you know your lighting, but you don't know your marketing, then start breaking down your marketing on what you need to do to move forward. What can you do? Don't worry about trying to figure out more lighting stuff because you just want to, okay? You have to go with what you're having the most problems with right now. So if your first problem is learning how to operate the camera, then you need to say, I'm going to devote all of my spare time right now to mastering that. Okay? I know we all want to jump ahead, but you can't do that. All right? So it's all about chunking it down. Find out what you need to know with the camera so you feel confident enough to move on to step 2. Then from step 2, when you feel confident enough from there, move on to step 3. And let me just say, you don't have to master all of these. Even the marketing. I said you have to master it. You're eventually going to want to master that because that's right there what's going to drive and fuel everything right here. Because then you can buy better cameras, then you can buy better lighting. But without that, you can't feed the family. All right? You can't keep this going. All right? So it all basically goes in that order, 1, 2, and 3. And here's where we need to start. Okay, so with her, what I basically said to her was, you know what you need to do? write down a list of what right now is holding you back from moving through to these next components. And then from there, take the time to get through that one little spot and then move on to the next. You can always come back here and then learn more about this. You can always come back here and learn more about this and always learn more about that. You should be. Okay, and that's going to make you a great photographer. So that's it. That's going to wrap up this first lesson on the whiteboard. I hope it came out okay. I'm going to find that out after we do the edit here. And that's it. So if you have any questions, please email us, and I'll do more videos like this. It'll be a lot of fun. All right? So that's it. And remember, let's get rid of this. You want to be fearless. All right? Be fearless, and you're going to be great. I'll talk to you later. Bye.